Okay, so this is VK3 Charlie Mike with ZS1DDK, and we did. This is not a by chance contact. We actually set this up. David and I are great mates, and we send each other messages. And I said to him about the contact yesterday into Namibia. I said, "Hey, that was a great contact, and sorry I missed you." Blah blah blah. And I suggested, but what about 4 o'clock tomorrow? So yeah, all good. And conditions, as you'll see in the next on video here, you'll see David 15 to 20 over 9, absolutely booming in. He's running the Step IR DB18, and you have to tell me what radio it was again, David. Sorry, I'm on the IC 7850 with we've got the OptiBeam OB16-5, so that's basically what is that? That's 8 elements active on 28 megs. So there you go. But okay, just so my YouTube subscribers can see what a good signal's coming in from South Africa, you go for it, Dave. ZS1DDK VK3 Charlie Mike.
Okay, VK3 Charlie Mike here from ZS1DDK.
Beautiful signal.
Brenton there from Victoria, beautiful signal. Brenton, I'm going to give you a signal report of a 2 and a 2. How about that? Too loud and too strong. Crikey. Yeah, band has opened excellently well, and my gosh, what a contact. Brenton, great to hear you. What a pleasant surprise. Yeah, we've been communicating for a long time and we haven't got it to work this way around. At least that's an achievement. We've gotten that far. Kudos to the two of us. Well, I came up here probably about a half an hour ago.
Look at that signal coming up.
They're beautiful openings all over VK, Sydney.
A little peak to 20 just before. See how it starts to just grind away.
Adelaide, so quite surprised. I've spoken to 1 or 2 expats this morning.
Sorry about the dust on the screen of this radio. This is terrible. I'll go back here.
That moved over there, which is,
I still see dust.
You probably got more of us out there than what we have ourselves out here anymore. So there we go. But beautiful signal there. Yeah, Brenton, we're running.
Oh, there's 20. You just hit 20.
I took a look at the new release there. What is it? The 7680 or what is it now? Or
60.
I'm not
well
quite
done.
sure. Anyway, very impressive looking, and Icon has really pulled a nice thing out the back. I like the fact that the faceplate is detachable. That was quite a pleasant surprise. Anyhow, we'll have to see how the piggy bank goes, and possibly we can offer that some consideration. Right, big signal. We're back to Victoria. VK3 Charlie Mike. This is yours, ZS1DDK. This is deepest, darkest, dangerous Africa.
Deepest, darkest danger. I love it. ZS1DDK VK3 Charlie Mike. Yeah, look, I tell you what, I was watching that signal and you can see it grinding away, just kind of coming up a little bit, and then a little bit of 10 meter QSB where, I mean, you never got under 5.9 plus 10, but I'm being really fussy there, aren't I? But you peaked 20 a couple of times there, so really doing well. And okay, I'm going to be honest, I probably didn't want the remote front on the new unit, but keep in mind, I was really thinking it was going to be like a 7860, like, a big radio like this one I'm showing on the video here, and they've just done a new version of it. Now, where I got some things wrong, that's quite a big bass section that goes under the desk, and there's a lot going on in that, and I can see why a lot of people are very excited about it. And I went from sort of like a little let down, and then I started to look at the 7760 when I stopped calling it a 7660, only once. Anyway, and I started to discover more and more about it and thought, oh, hang on, there's a lot going on beneath that architecture, and there's some really nice things they've done that even might beat the 7850 in some of the design, and they pointed out some of the DigiSelect functions, except, oh, there's dust on this radio, it's terrible, David. I was just showing the DigiSelect function, and there's dust on, I've got to give this a big clean. Please, I apologise, anybody watching this video, this radio should not be this dusty. I blame Sam, Samantha, 100%. But overall, I'm like you now, 100%. I think I can really see where they're heading and where the architecture, is actually quite good. And I mean, look, it's one of those things, you've got to get on the bench and have a play and see how it goes. And I'll be really keen to, I'll tell you my goal, David. I've put in to try and get one of the 200 plated ones. I mean, everybody wants a 1 of 200 plated one, of course. So we'll see how that goes. But Ross from Strictly Ham, it was the only reason I got number 119 of the 150 international 7850s. There are actually 300 given, 150 domestic and 150 to the rest of the world. And so I've sent Ross a message and said, look, doesn't matter what it costs, but yeah, like to sort of get one of those ones of, I think I said I'd love to get 119 of 200, but I think I'll be pushing, something uphill. But it certainly is interesting, and the remote head is starting to grow on me. But I've got to be totally honest, I would have preferred not a remote head. Look, that's just me. And I think when I get it in front of me and I realise that you can only have so much radio space and benches and blah, 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 maybe, it's something that the 7760, the remote head may just go just above the 7850. It might be something that suits us to be able to do comparisons and to, to not take up so much room, because I literally wouldn't have enough room to do if it was the bigger radio. So there's two sides of it, and I'm like you. I'm just curious to see one, and these sort of radios cause divorce, but fortunately I do much worse in cars. Samantha, if she ever worries about a radio, she's underestimating what she should be doing in complaints. Complaints should be more on the cars. That definitely is where sometimes I spend stupid money. Indicator over here, David, about 10 grand, we reckon, in Australian dollars. So I was definitely wrong with my video. I sort of thought it was like a 7610 initially, and I thought, if they want to be price conscious, it's probably around 7 grand. But then learning, no, it's probably got more sort of similarity to the 7700 back in the day, with a lot of updates and the 200 watts. I thought, no, it's never going to be 7 grand. And I don't know, 10, okay, it's where it's going to be. I'm not sure the feedback I'm hearing so far is accepting 10 as reasonable, but to be fair, there's no product to sort of look at just yet and, put on the bench and see, because it may well have some bloody good features with noise that I'm seeing about ICOM's new ideas about how they're trying to, it looks like a super hot receiver anyway. ZS1DDK VK3 Charlie Mike.
Right, VK3 Charlie Mike, this is ZS1DDK.
Geez, that signal's kept up.
Okay, Brenton, all noted. Yeah, I suppose it's much of a muchness.
I wonder if I can clean that screen.
A bit of limited desk space. The fact that they've now separated the
let's just have a quick look. Oh, look at that. Dust actually comes off here.
Gives a person an option to
oh my goodness.
Go and place the main radio somewhere else. Anyhow, I would prefer a single radio. I'd probably, if I had one, use it with the faceplate attached.
Yeah, need to get a little bit of
that is just the
cleaner on there.
Anyhow, I still like it to do.
Oh, it's less dust anyway.
Around with flex yet.
Oh goodness.
That use flexes, and the old laptop. But I like to have buttons, to turn buttons. You see.
Yeah, me too.
Brenton, you're really pouring in your beautiful signal coming through very well. What a pleasant surprise. We seem to have a very good opening this morning. We should perhaps try and do it for a couple of, we'll do it each and every morning for quite a while. So there's the old story. As I said, nice and cool and damp here. Had a good little bit of rain, and, we'll be heading for spring soon. And the weather will start warming up, and the daisies will start popping out. And all these other little flowers that the greenies like there.
And Paul, if you're watching this is David with the SBE bits we got off him. So it probably rings a bell with you.
I, at my age, find that I have to go through quite a process to get myself fairly reasonable. I mean, the moisturizers, lotions, stations, bath oils, and beautifiers that I have to buy nowadays is something stupid, so it takes a little while. Anyhow, but Brenton, it's been most pleasant, lovely to have heard you there, and thanks ever so much for coming up. You guys must have a lovely evening. I suppose you're still going to do a bit of the clean-up there. You've, if I look at the photos, you've made good progress, and
thank you, David.
Progress is very impressive, I'd have you know, Mr. Meadows. Coming along. So, best regards there to you all. We're certainly going to do this again. It's been most enjoyable. And we're looking forward, obviously, to doing this many times over. Right, VK3 Charlie Mike, big signal there from Victoria, Australia, scaring me, breaking my equipment. This is ZS1DDK, once again returning from deepest, darkest, dangerous Africa. The station is powered by ICOM.
Love it. Oh, good stuff. Well, mate, it has been an absolute pleasure to catch you on air. I mean, we do it enough on the phone, and For those watching the video, we do a bit of video conferencing, and David and I are always sort of looking at different radios together and bits and pieces, and crazy. It's the first time we've done this on air. So you're right, let's do it a bit more often on air, especially just to see how the conditions vary, because working at 20 over 9, 10 to 20 over 9 is great, but it'd be good to see a bad day, where we sort of go, well, okay, conditions aren't so good, and whether we can sort of make it all happen. And but look, we're giving ourselves a good chance. You with the stepper and me with the opti beam. Pointing those two at each other definitely gives us a reasonable shot at a reliable communication. And I think I saw from your message, Mr. 2CR was on earlier too, and he has a big signal. He's a great signal, really is. I probably listen to him more than talk. I actually catch him on air every now and again. I did yesterday, but generally we're sort of emailing something about radios half the time. But no, really good to hear that he's been taking advantage of the great conditions. And thanks for the history lesson on Namibia too. I actually didn't know that, by the way, with the northern part of Africa and just how it all evolved and etc. etc. So always feel free to add that sort of history, because I'm definitely always interested just to know what's happening on your side of the world, or has happened, and all those sort of things. But well, you are correct. I must get back to putting. I've got to put the bed together next, and Sam's off with the dogs, so it's a bit of a two-man job. But I'm going to have to sort of just use a milk crate or something just to to get it at the right heights and that. But I'll work it out. And Sam has been a fantastic help today, David. She really has been patient with me, because I've got things like all my Sam's CB manuals, for the technical stuff. They're all in order, and we had to take them off bookshelves and put them on other bookshelves. And I was so fussy about, but I want them to be, sequential order like they are. Don't muck them up and all this. And she's looking at me, and she said to me, do I look like I'm 5? And I went, no. And she said, I reckon I can understand. There's 291. They go from 1 to 291. You reckon I can work that out? I said, yeah. No. And I thought, David, these are the things that cause divorce, So I left her with the job. She got it done beautifully. And that's us males, especially radio. By the way, she's a ham herself. She's VK3 HWK. And even she said, ever since I got my ham license, I'm scared that I'm going to become like you bunch. She said, I'm really, really worried. You're an eccentric bunch of people. And I said, yes, we are. Yeah, no, we 100% are. All right, mate. 73s, I'm rambling. I better get back to work. And so good to make the contact with you today. And we'll do it again soon. ZS1DDK, VK3, Charlie Mike. Thanks very much, David.
Okay, VK3CM, that was ZS1DDK, returning great stuff there. Brenton, thanks for pointing that out. I suppose we do have our eccentricities.
Just a bit.
And it's what keeps us going.
Who's that signal? That was a big one. So, go on.
I always tell my bit off, Corlia, that you know what? You know where to find me. I'm either in the workshop downstairs or I'm somewhere around the QDH. So that's the way it rolls. Have a lovely day, evening. I'm sorry, Brenton, and look after yourselves. It's been an absolute pleasure, been absolute wonderful. Pouring into Africa here, you scaring the lions. We'll have to pursue this matter with the local greenies and bunny huggers.
Oh, yeah, good luck with the left wingers, yeah.
It's been an absolute blast. Look after yourself. We'll do this again. I'm going to go and get myself sorted out. We're going to head off to the church down here. All right. Keep well. Been absolutely pleasant. VK3CM, that was Victoria, Australia. Beautiful signal. This is ZS1DDK. I'm going to sign clear. Everything is the best, Brenton. We'll do so again. 7-3.
7-3's, David. All the best, mate. Cheers. Now.
Okay, I'll take one final call. The Papa suffix, please go.
And I'll let David work that station, because I'm going to go see. What is this one down here? Oh, I suppose I should have waited to. Someone here was a big signal. That's David there. Well, it's not much bigger. Actually, no, it's similar to David's signal. Where was it? Someone was talking. Let's have a look. Always the way, isn't it? So when you want to just do a final run up and down the band to see who that big signal was. Oh, wow. Well, there he is.
10-metre repeater, because I don't leave it on there.
He's Australian. He'll be in WA.
So I'll have to have a listen and see if he's about.
Lovely signal.
On B or Richie over.
I'm just wondering if he's talking to Rich at Echuca. I may not hear him at the moment. Not sure. big signal anyway. All right, well, look, it was nice to catch up with David, ZS1DDK, and yes, he's oh, sorry, oh, that's David. And then we go back here, and that's just wanted to see if we get a call sign.
And he did make a few quick
Wow.
trips down. So
Have a look at that. Strong.
When did this? Was this like in the last week? Was it over?
Yeah, I won't try to interrupt their conversation, but just trying to hear if that's Richard. VK5 UK. I don't know. If that's Richard and he's been on 2 days in a row, he's not working hard enough at that caravan park. I'm going to ring his wife and tell her how much radio time he's spending. I'm kidding. All right. Well, that's been a bit of fun. Nice to make the contact, and we'll finish up with one last little listen to David there, who's probably signing clear right now, or might have just signed. Someone down here, lower. Carrier. Okay. No, that's pretty much.
For a few days over.
Jeez, he's strong. Oh no, it's not Richard. I just heard the voice and I don't think it's Richard. No, that's right. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for having a look at this video, and this has been a momentous occasion, and mainly because, you know, when you speak to somebody so much on the phone and various things, and video link, and we look at radios together, and to finally work on air, there's a special sort of something with that. But I'm just having a look over here. Might have to go give Samantha a hand though, because yes, we've got see why I run to the Radio Shack when dog customers come along, but no, I think I better just on my way out give her a little bit of a hand. It looks like she's got them piling up there. So thanks guys, good to show you a bit of DX between South Africa and Victoria, northeast Victoria. Certainly I don't think conditions could get much better. 73s, VK3, Charlie Mike. Oh, Sam keeps saying, please subscribe, please subscribe, please subscribe. She reckons she watched a couple of my videos and said, you don't even say please subscribe. And I went, oh, okay. So if you could hit the subscribe button, you definitely, you'll be in for the next prize giveaway. Just so you know, that's going to be a HF radio. And so definitely get him on board. You'll need to be subscribed before the end of the month before we release that. So, but yep, giving away HF radio, and that'll be announced very, very soon. Okay. Thanks, guys. Please subscribe, hit the like, all the bloody stuff that they're supposed to say. I know I don't say it very often because I honestly think if people want to subscribe, they'll subscribe. A very slight sort of last point on that. Sometimes I watch various YouTube channels and they spend more time saying please subscribe than they do actually say what they want to say. So that's why I tend to not do it every 5 seconds. I just think it sort of irritates me sometimes. So if you're at the other side of this and saying, well, I don't want to subscribe, well, I understand, especially if they're continually saying subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Let me give you the big tip. We're never going to hit 100,000 to get a plaque from YouTube, so I don't know why we're worrying. Anyway, no, look, I do like the idea of sharing what it is we do with people and having a bit of fun. And as you know, it's just some ad-lib fun. It's never planned. You'll never find us editing a video. You'll never find us trying to do something that's going to turn us into Steven Spielberg, but you will hear us talking to good mates. I think that's the moral of the story for today. 73s, guys, all the best.